Cracker Jack was first marketed in 1896 and is often called the very first junk food. And about a decade later, it was immortalized in the song, "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack.
But what made Cracker Jack unique is that inside every box was a mystery prize. So if you were willing to dig past the peanuts and sticky caramel clumps of popcorn, you were rewarded with a surprise.
Candy-coated popcorn, peanuts and a prize.
And that's basically what we do here at Always Wondered. We look at the world around us, things that seem normal on the surface, but then we dig a little deeper, and suddenly it's...
I was not aware of that.
So consider every one of our episodes like a fresh box of Cracker Jack. No guarantees on what the prize may be. Strange history, weird origins, forgotten facts, but almost always something unexpected. So the time has come to grab a box, dig in, and welcome to the podcast that answers some of the questions you've always wondered about.
It's the Always Wondered podcast.
Hi, I'm Rick Peterson. Thanks for joining us. President Franklin Roosevelt famously said,
"The only thing we have to fear is fear itself."
But the truth is, FDR didn't really understand us because we freak out about all kinds of things. Snakes, elevators, Wi-Fi with only one bar. No! So have you always wondered why we are so afraid? Well, blame it all on your brain's favorite activity, phobias. Now, a phobia is defined as an irrational fear.
It's when your brain sees something of which it doesn't approve and goes full-on cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
The big ones?
Arachnophobia,
That's the fear of spiders,
acrophobia,
the fear of heights, and of course,
claustrophobia,
the fear of confined spaces, like tunnels, closets, and your first apartment.
My apartment was so small. I had to order pizza by the slice.
But it turns out that phobias are ancient survival fears. Thousands of years ago, being afraid of spiders, snakes, heights, and dark caves was mandatory, because if you didn't fear dark holes or hissing noises, you became, well, dinner. But here's the twist. Our brains never updated the software. So now instead of,
Look out for predators!
it's more like,
Oh no, I really think I hurt Alexa's feelings.
and that's led to all kinds of unusual phobias, like
arachibutyrophobia,
that's the fear of peanut butter being stuck to the roof of your mouth. And
anatidaephobia,
that's the fear that a duck is watching you. And my favorite?
hippopotamonstrosequipedaliophobia,
A 36-letter word meaning fear of long words. Yeah, you can't make this stuff up. And like it or not, phobias are not going anywhere because your brain's job is not happiness. It's survival, even if that means panicking over clowns. And I'm sure it's only going to get worse. I mean, soon we'll have fear over low phone battery,
Batteria expire-ophobia.
fear over unscheduled package deliveries,
Porch package paranoia.
and the fear of podcasts.
Subscribe and leave a 5-star review of phobia.
Yeah, but the good news is that doesn't exist.
At least, not yet.
Right. Well, so until then, if you do want to subscribe, hey, that would be really cool.
It's the Always Wondered podcast.
Okay, it happens to all of us. You're walking confidently, purposefully, possibly strutting, and then one shoelace rebels,
That's it. I'm out.
while the other remains smugly tied.
Because I have standards.
So have you always wondered why one shoe comes untied before the other? Think about it. Both shoes were tied at the same time with the same hands, taking the same number of steps. Now, logic would dictate that if the laces were to become undone, they'd do it at the same time. But reality says,
Yeah. Nice try, nerd.
so is one shoe just inherently evil?
I untie because I can.
Is it a curse? Or is your shoelace just craving attention?
Hey, I'm still here.
Well, believe it or not, this has actually been studied. Yeah, humanity spent real time on this. In 2017, researchers at UC Berkeley published a real, honest-to-science study on why shoelaces become undone. And as it turns out, walking creates a perfect storm. The impact of your foot hitting the ground, the swinging motion of your leg, and gravity, which turns out hates knots. So together, they slowly loosen the lace until...
Free at last!
But here's the kicker. The shoe that unties first is usually your dominant foot. That foot hits harder, swings faster, and treats knots like suggestions. Oh, and here's something else. Even though we've been tying our own shoes since kindergarten, apparently we're doing it all wrong. Instead of using a superior square knot,
I am the knot all laces hope to become.
we use the inferior granny knot. Yeah, that's the same knot that most people use to tie their bathrobes, which has led to some fairly unfortunate incidents in hotel hallways.
Oh, sorry, lady.
So the next time one shoelace betrays you in public, hey, don't take it personally. It's physics, it's not technique, it's your dominant foot choosing chaos. Of course, you do have options. There's always Velcro, slip-ons, or even flip-flops.
Oh, sure. Go ahead and choose footwear that requires zero commitment. But the next time your sandal strap breaks, don't come crying to me.
The Always Wondered Podcast.
The time has come to tackle one of humanity's greatest unanswered questions.
What's the meaning of life?
Nope,
Are we alone in the universe?
not that either.
Why is the remote never where I left it?
Nope, this is even bigger than that. Have you always wondered why hot dogs come 10 to a pack, but hot dog buns only come 8 to a pack? Now, if you've ever hosted a backyard cookout, you felt it. You start confident, optimistic, a grill master in your own mind. Then suddenly, you're holding 2 naked hot dogs with no buns and asking yourself,
Did I miscount? Or is the universe out to get me?
well, it's not a mistake. According to food historians, and by that we mean people on the internet with way too much time on their hands, this mismatch goes way back. Meat manufacturers sell hot dogs in tens because 10 francs usually equals 1 pound of meat. But buns, meanwhile? Well, for years, bakeries have used pans that produce 8 buns at a time, which all works out to the oldest excuse in the book.
Yeah, that's how it's always been done, okay?
And you know the result. Being short 2 buns forces you to buy another pack of buns. But now you wind up with 6 extra buns, which means you'll need to buy more hot dogs. And if you buy more hot dogs, you'll still need more buns, and the cycle continues.
In the business community, we lovingly refer to that as ka-ching.
In fact, to even it all out, you would need to buy 4 packs of hot dogs and 5 packs of buns, resulting in a total of 40 hot dogs. Which would be fine if Joey Chestnut was invited to your backyard barbecue, but for the rest of us, not so much.
It's a cookout conspiracy.
Yeah, sometimes it seems so. But maybe it's just a beautiful metaphor for life. Because no matter how hard we try, sometimes things never quite match up. And despite our best intentions, somehow, somewhere, someone always winds up with a plain hot dog on a paper plate.
The Always Wondered Podcast.
Well, that is a wrap for this episode of Always Wondered. New episodes arrive every Friday on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeart, and more. And you can find cool little videos of ours on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Basically, if you pull up an app, just keep clicking, and hopefully eventually you'll find us. All right, as always, we leave you with one to ponder. Have you always wondered, at a restaurant, when you ask for a check, why do they bring you a bill? I'm sure there's a story there somewhere, and that sounds like a topic for a future episode. Until next time, stay curious and keep wondering. I'm Rick Peterson. Thanks for listening.
The Always Wondered Podcast.
If you like what you hear, please subscribe, leave a 5-star rating, and a review. Listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Feel free to offer suggestions for future topics or simply reach out to alwayswonderedpodcast@gmail.com.